stay close, but never more stay in front. Principal reason for Filipinas win is the rebounds, because they take 47 and we take 29. 18 more. It's a lot. And because we miss many free throw shots. We miss 15 free throw shots. It's a lot too. We need to keep working for the future.
If you have any questions for Coach Julio, please raise your hand. We'll pass the microphone. Please introduce yourselves.
Takashi Aoki, Yahoo Japan. Very difficult night. Especially offensively, you guys attack more and more. Got the many free throw line, but making the shot other than Hiejima still struggle. Seems like Hiejima need a big help. You try to do the best combination on the floor, but what do you think about Hiejima need the help?
Hiejima play very good today, and I think we play very good in offense. It's not easy for us to play better than this in offense right now. We scored 84 points, and we shoot 49 from the court, and we score a lot 2-point shots. We play more deep in our offense, and for this reason we shoot a lot free throw shots. 39, we shoot a lot. We play very good in offense, but 89 points is a lot, and I think first this situation happened first because they take many open rebounds. They take 19-second shots, and it's a lot because many open rebounds of bloodshed is basket immediately, easy basket.
Any more questions for Coach Julio? Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Ivan Saldeno from Dagot Philippines in PNA. You had a good start, 20-4, but what happened later on?
We start very good, like you said, and in this time, Filipinas can try to play better defense with many contacts, very physical, and they can start to play the fast break, to run and gun, and they are good doing that. They finish with 46 first half. I think we play good. We play good today, but to beat the Filipinas, we need to play very good. It's not enough for us. We can beat the Filipinas if we play so-so or if we play good. To have chance, our level, for have chances to beat the Filipinas, we need to play very good. And we play very good in offense, but so-so in defense. This is my opinion. Right now, game finished 5 minutes ago. I have the emotions. Of course, when I check the game, I can look more details maybe. I don't know right now, but I think the most important is the defense and the open rebound, and I think we missed many free throw shots because we lose for 5 points and we missed 15 free throw shots.
We'll take one more question if there's any. If there's none, we can release Coach Julio. No more? Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you. Very nice for me stay for first time in Filipinas, where the basketball is very important. I love basketball and I like to stay here.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations, Coach. We'll wait now for Philippines. We're going to have Coach Chot Reyes and Kiefer Ravenna.
us coming from Melbourne via Sydney. And so we kind of expected that we would struggle in this ball game. That's why even when Japan got on that early lead, we didn't panic because, like I said, we knew that we would have a hard time. We also knew Japan was basically fighting for its life, so we knew that they would jump on us and come out strong. That's why we made sure that the second unit was prepared, because in my mind it was the second unit that was going to get us back into the ball game. And if you will notice, the guys who got a lot of minutes in the Australia game, Kiefer, Junmar, Pogoy, even Calvin, before he got into foul trouble, I mean both Junmar and Calvin, because we were playing the Australia game really with Japan in mind, and luckily it turned out that way. But we're not making we're not hiding the fact that if we had played this game in Tokyo or elsewhere, I don't think we would have won. The crowd really gave us a lift, and we were counting on the crowd to give us that adrenaline push that would really be our sixth man to battle this great Japanese team. So we were lucky that we're playing at home, and so I want to shout out to all our countrymen who came out tonight to cheer us on, because without them, I don't think we would have been able to make this comeback.
Kiefer, your thoughts about the match, please?
Well, syempre nanalo kami, and it's a big win for the team. And we thank all the people who came out tonight na nanood. Laking bagay, especially when Japan was making their run. The crowd was still into the game, and hindi sila nag-give up, naniwala pa rin sila sa amin. And Jason, that's why that's one big thing we missed during the Australia game. Our finisher, you can say whatever you want to say about Andre, but he delivered tonight, which really mattered, because we made after this game, we made it to the second round, and giving us a good position as the wins carry over. So malaking bagay talaga yung ginawa ni Andre and our finisher Jason, and everybody stepped up, especially the second group, having a flat start. But we take this win into stride, and that's a tough Japan team, and we learn from this that we can't let up any lead, especially with any team.
Questions from the media? Kindly introduce yourself before and direct your question to the person in particular.
Congratulations, Coach Kiefer. Coach, maybe you can tell us something about the performance of Troy and Calvin. They both gave the team an offensive and emotional edge in this game.
Yeah, Troy was supposed to go with us to Australia. He's really a part of that 12-man lineup for Australia, because we needed his size. But as we were evaluating, even before leaving, the doctors felt it best that to give him the extra few days off and not get on that flight, that tough flight, because his problem was really a concussion. So we didn't want to take any chances. Australia is a very physical team. And it's the same thing with Jason. That's why we kept him off the lineup. You saw what happened to Kiefer that Australia game. He twisted his ankle. If that had happened to Jason, then he would have been out for tonight's ball game. That's why that's the situation. As for Calvin, as you know, we dropped him from the second window. But even after he found out that he was dropped, he still came to practice. He understood the situation, never missed practice. He was playing on our scouting team in every practice. And then Troy went down with an injury. Macbello went down with an injury. Then we made that decision on Jason to keep him off. So there's there's a lot to be said about presence. And Calvin was present in every practice, so he got the call up. And we had talked about it way in advance, first week of February. I know a lot of you were asking. That's why we kept the practices closed door. My apologies, but we just didn't want to show our cards. We wanted the other teams to think and guess about Calvin, so they won't think Calvin would be there, or that they'll be ready for Jason and all of those things. So good thing it turned out. And Troy, with that rest, really came through very well. And the energy of Calvin, not only did he give us energy, he is our most efficient player. I think that's the first time in history Calvin led us in efficiency, is it plus 20 or something. So you know, it is what it is. When I told Calvin that he was going to Japan, he literally broke down in tears. Humagulgol talaga siya because he really wants to be part of this team. Because through all of his personal problems, for him, this is his family. And we all treat him as our brother as well. So he played like he really wanted to be here.
Questions? After.
Coach. Hello.
Yeah.
Congrats, Coach. Coach, how's your assessment on the defense? It was a better team or against the pick and roll of Japan, Coach?
Well, their pick and roll, their ball screen really gave us problems, and you know that was the one thing that we had to gamble on because we took away their staggered and their double screening action, which got Chuji 7 or 8 3-pointers in the last game. So we made sure that we took that away. We made sure that we took the inside game of Ira Brown away, and so their final option really was the ball screen. I mean, you can't take away everything. You gotta pick your poison. And so we felt because of that ball screen, at least we had two guys trying to defend them, that we would have a better chance. And I thought except for the start, we did a pretty good job on their ball screen. Except when I think we got careless a little bit towards the start of the fourth when we had a nice little lead. We threw the ball over a couple of times and they scored on transition baskets, not really the ball screens. So that's what allowed them to get back into the ball game. So, you know, like I said, you pick your poison, and we took away the other parts of their ball game, and we thought that we could live with their ball screen offense.
Mix Bustos po, ABS-CBN News. Sir Rick, thank you. Coach Shot, Kiefer, congrats. So, one question each lang po. Coach Shot, besides from defense, for you, Coach Shot, what was the best part about your offense today? And Kiefer, at such a big stage, how comfortable are you now playing at the point position in syempre, yung mas malalakas na kalaban?
I think the good thing with our offense is we took care of the ball. We ended up with 12 turnovers, but really 2 or 3 of them were careless turnovers towards the end of the game. But we should have ended up with less than 10. And I think that's a big part. I really like that about our offense. The flow, the smoothness is really going to suffer, and that's something again that we were prepared for, because we had our first practice as a complete team was in Melbourne, was in Australia. That was our first ever full practice as a complete team. So you can imagine we really wouldn't expect our offense to be as fluid as we want to be. So our discussion was just make sure we take care of the ball, get good shots, and just be patient with ourselves, because like I said, the practice time doesn't afford us to have great offense.
Well, in terms of preparing for the big stage, siguro malaking bagay yung araw-araw mong nakakasama yung mga pinakamagaling na players dito sa atin, especially with the trust of the coaching staff. Hindi mo naman makukuha yun pag hindi nagtitiwala yung coaching staff sa'yo, yung teammates mo. So I guess preparation is just a matter of playing together, trusting the system, trusting yourself as well. So lahat naman kami ready mag-step up, especially dito sa big stage, and we just didn't want to let the crowd down. Laking bagay ng energy na binibigay nila. So at this stage, all we have to do is think about the things that we did right and carry over to the next round.
We'll take one more question.
Coach Shot, Paul Dersar from CNN Philippines. I was wondering what's the key takeaways that you have from this particular window against Australia and here in Japan, moving forward, especially since we are hosting Australia when they come over here in the next window?
In Australia, I thought that we found out that we could compete with them. I think I was quoted, I might have used the wrong word, take them. What I mean is we found out in that game that we could compete with them. We know in the next window coming here, there's a possibility that they'll bring their NBA guys. But I don't think so, because by the time they would have qualified anyway, I don't think there's any need. So we really look forward to playing them here. So that's our learning, that we could compete with the top 10 team in the world. They may not have had their best players, but neither did we in that game against them. So I think that's very important. For the Japan game, it was just our ability to, for lack of better term, I guess our grit. Just that not giving up, not losing hope, even when we're down big. How important that is in our team.
Sorry, Coach, one more down. Begin.
Coach, your thoughts on Andre's best showing so far in the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers, and yung takeaways from this window as regards preparation heading into the third window?
Well, for the third window, I can't tell you anything for now. We forget about Gilas first. The guys are going to come back to their mother teams. We have to talk with the PBA. It's fortunate the commissioner and I have an open line. We keep calling and talking to each other. But this kind of preparation, as you can see, is not going to cut it. I mean, moving forward, we really need to find a better way than what's currently going on. We love the fact that they've opened it up. We could get more than one player per team, but without any practice, that's useless. I'd rather go back to the one player per team but have practice. Mas okay na yun kesa sa you can get as much as you want pero wala namang practice. So, you know, in terms of preparation for the third window, I can't tell you anything because that's a continuous work in progress. As for Andre, his value has always been beyond numbers, and I know he got a lot of flack for the last game, but he scored 8.7 rebounds, but his job was to guard Kickert, Australia's best player, averaging close to 70% from the three-point line. Andre held Kickert to 5 points. So those of you who understand basketball, you will see that it's not points only. There's a lot of value. So in Australia, we wanted to shut down their top three guys, Kickert, Kadi, and Hudson, and Mitch Creek. We shut down the first two. We shut down Kickert, Kiefer shut down Kadi, the point guard. Mitch Creek got off on us. You know, it was hard to be able to stop everyone, but we stopped their big boy, Hudson. Then, of course, the other guy, Glidon, got off with his three-point shooting, 3 threes. Again, you can't stop everything, especially against quality teams. But I hope that puts to rest all this talk about Andre. I mean, that's just for those of you who really know his value. You know, he had 15 points. Junmar had 15 points, but Brandt had 16 or 17. So on a matchup basis, if basketball were linear, what would you take? Andre's 8 points, but his man had 5 points. So that's a +3. If you go to Junmar at 15 as against Brandt at 17 or 16, then he's a negative. If basketball is a linear game, but it's not. But I'm just telling everybody that you know, we're taking a look at everything. But Andre is our guy. You can ask Kiefer. I don't think playing a team like Australia, if we didn't have Andre, we would have lost by 30 easily. 30 points easily, and you can quote me on that. But Andre makes us competitive, regardless of what the numbers or what the stats show. And we wanted to make sure nobody plays more than 25 minutes against Australia. And so, same thing with Andre, same thing with Junmar, everybody else. And I think that allowed us to finish tonight, to close this out, because the guys had very limited, we managed the minutes in the Australia game.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Kiefer. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone.